Oh, honey.
Oh, honey, it is time for our last episode, but also a very special one because we're doing a highlight reel to show you how to become the best version of yourself. So enjoy some of our favorite clips, and I hope you can learn from them too. This first clip is about staying away from negativity. Like, I used to get the most hate on Vine when Vine was still around. That was like my #1 platform for like really horrible comments. It's because I was like a girl trying to do comedy, and I was just learning throughout the process too. And my videos got better and better. And then like on other platforms, when I started to like continue to do content and bettering my content, like the comments were like certain people saw I didn't really care about like things that didn't even make sense. It's like, oh, you're a whore, you're a slut. I'm like, how am I a slut from like a comedy video? Like, what in the world? Like,
it's amazing that you pushed through all that and you continued, and like, look at you now. Like, you have you've built something that's so strong. But you use that like you didn't allow any of that to like wash away your foundation of like your overall, like, you loved doing what you did. And I think that's another thing, is like find something you're passionate about as well.
Yeah, it's so important.
And like spill time into that, because the amount of time that you put into something, you'll get out so much more. It really is, you reap what you sow. And you can't allow like a couple little things or comments from other people that don't know you. Like, that's the other thing too, whether it's social media or even people at school, like, they don't know you.
And they're just getting a version.
Yeah, they're just getting like they're just judging. And you have to forgive them for that, because a lot of the time those judgments come from themselves.
Yeah.
That's very true.
One thing I like live by is like I don't take anything personal from someone who doesn't know me personally. So if like someone that I know and love is saying some mean stuff, I'm gonna be like, what? You know. But if you don't know me, you've never met me. If you met me, you'd probably love me. So I don't really care what you have to say, you know.
Yeah.
Because like they probably would love to be my friend, actually. You know?
There it is. Yeah. And the people that are closest to you, if they do say something to you, it's like usually to challenge you to like better yourself or whatever it is, and that's okay too. But yeah, for the most part,
You never have to make people feel bad. You never
Make
have to
someone
like
else feel better.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's not fair.
it's like, well, also in educating people, you know, too.
Right,
it's
and just
like,
saying it the right way.
Can I give a summary?
She
summary.
loves the summary.
I do. In summary, if you don't like something about yourself, work your hardest to love yourself for it, and take that as, I am unique, this is who I am, and own that for years and years and years, and try and work hard at it every single day. If you notice it's still affecting you and you can't get there, try all the natural ways and still work for it. You know, if it's with muscle, if it's like with the nose, I mean, you pretty much just have to, you know, just try to love it every single day. And if you can't get there, then
do what you gotta
And,
do.
and I just want to add something too. I don't think that a girl that gets a nose job because she was insecure about it, all of a sudden is going to love yourself. Loving yourself doesn't the most beautiful girls in the world are insecure. Getting a nose job isn't going to make you love yourself.
That one thing isn't going to change that.
Like, there's
but
a lot of people.
But if you love yourself already.
Right, there's a lot of people who have gotten all the surgeries in the world and they're still face tuning.
Yeah.
So,
That's very true.
So you need, love comes from within.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from looks.
And sometimes, like, a girl will get a surgery and it'll have the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't have, the grass isn't always greener.
Yeah. Look
Dude,
at botched. I think
a
botched is
lot of things happen. A lot of people don't understand. You ruin a nerve, you get in a nose job, and you can't feel your face
or
anymore.
you go blind. I've heard about that. People are getting, there's this new trend. I was getting a facial and the lady told me the new trend is to get your forehead filled. And if you fill the wrong area of your forehead, you go blind. And I'm like, that is not worth it.
No, a lot of people who do, like, because I have some, my mom went to cosmetology school, so there was a time that you could like get licensed to do the filler in your face, and my mom was scared because if you do the wrong thing, if you hit the wrong thing, you can paralyze parts of your face. You can go numb.
Yeah.
You gotta study your doctor.
You gotta weigh it.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
and then if you do decide to go that route, make sure you love yourself. So many things, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, make sure you love yourself first.
Yep.
and always, right? It's like, that's like the thing that you got to work at.
That's key.
And then like whatever the physical stuff, if you don't like something and you can't get rid of it, you can't change it, still bothers you, and you want to fix it, make sure you do your research.
Do your research because if you
ton
look
of
up girls
research.
dying from butt jobs.
Oh yeah, don't go to other countries.
Look it up. You'll be
that are
very
cheaper.
scared.
Yeah, no, maybe that'll scare you out of it.
And if you're gonna get it done, spend the money to get it done, because otherwise you're gonna be spending the money to
fix it,
get it reversed, and sometimes
you can't
it's permanent.
reverse it.
No. Yeah,
you
a
can't
lot of
reverse
times
it.
it's permanent.
Yeah,
you are young, but like with this platform, like you take on a huge responsibility, you know, and even if it's your genuine lifestyle and people see you being disrespectful to your mom, then you know they're gonna
then they think that's okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, she does it and she has a huge following. Like, let me do that to my mom. She doesn't know, you know, and it's like that. You know, that's not okay, because that leads on into your everyday life too, of, you know, respecting others, respecting like the people that you work for, people that work for you. So it just like, it's like a kind of a domino effect, you know, for the rest of life.
So on your YouTube channel now, do you like showcase you and your mom fighting?
I've had like 2 videos of that, but because we try to like film it like a reality show, and especially like we still film it like a reality show now, but especially like 2 months ago we were just literally showing everything. And for example, this one day we were filming and we just like we're not getting along, and so we just filmed that. And then you're right, like there is an audience watching, and they're gonna see that, but yeah, I don't think of that sometimes like I literally just like film what's like going on, and I don't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important too, like always in the back of your head, like, you know, even you just got to realize that there is an audience out there, and if you know your audience, like you know what age demographic they are and stuff too, so you kind of like want to be responsible for that audience as well, even though you are in that age demographic. So it's like but with that you got to grow up a little bit quicker than the rest of the world, right? Because you know, you're a role model at that point to 1 million people, and that's a lot of people. And then from there they're influencing other kids and other people as well. So yeah. Oh, honey, it's time for our sweet sponsor, Magic Spoon. Growing up, cereal was one of the best parts of being a kid, but I had to give it up because I realized it was full of sugar and junk that you really shouldn't eat. And I've been trying to cut down on carb, sugar, and all that unhealthy food. And I realized I basically can't eat anything anymore, which sucks because, you know, breakfast is one of the first things I think about when I wake up in the morning. It's what fuels me throughout the entire day and gives me energy, and it's just so important for jump-starting your metabolism. So obviously there needs to be a solution, and that is Magic Spoon. 0 sugar, 12 grams of protein, and only 3 net grams of carbs in each serving. It has 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and blueberry, and it tastes amazing. Honestly, it's too good to be true, but it is. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO free. And I cannot resist the frosted flavor, one, because it brings me back to my childhood without any of the guilt, but all the great taste. So thank you, Magic Spoon. Just go to magicspoon.com/honey to grab a variety pack and try it all today and pick your favorite flavor. I'm sure you're gonna have a hard time choosing. And be sure to use the promo code HONEY at checkout to get free shipping, because you know we like giving you the hookup. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund you your money. No questions asked. That's magicspoon.com/honey and use the code HONEY for free shipping. We would like to thank Magic Spoon for sponsoring our podcast and our bellies every morning for breakfast time. Thank you, Magic Spoon. Now back to our podcast. Oh, honey. This second clip is about staying true to yourself.
Like, I'm happy, but also sad, but also like, I always like, my message to people is I want them to be you. Like, I want people to be themselves. Like, you can look up to people and you can be inspired, but you don't have to copy them. What makes that you? Like, because it's also
I think you draw inspiration from a variety of people. That's what I do when I made my content. I was like, oh, I like Casey Neistat, I like Devin Supertramp, I like David Dobrik.
But you don't copy it 100%.
No, of course, you
These
blend
girls are like
things
literally
that you like
doing
from each person.
everything the same.
Yeah.
But I guess, like, for me, if I were to see somebody do something similar, it wouldn't really affect me because I'd be like, no, I do it like nobody could do what I do.
Like you do, yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
fine.
but it's a little different with parents and pictures. Like, no one can copy your personality and like what you're doing, but they can copy your look pretty much to the T. I mean, look at how many little Kim Kardashians there are. Yeah. I see literally girls that I think that they are Kim. I'm like,
no, there's actually like a Kim K. Like, she's famous for being
No, I
like
saw
Kim
her
K.
at Coachella. I've met her before, but I saw her. I was like, oh my God, that's Kim. Like, she looks like her to the T.
Gotcha.
I can't
There's
even.
a J-Lo too.
There's
a J-Lo, yeah, in LA.
There's a Bieber too. I saw him at Coachella.
Oh, really? There's Jesus
maybe it was
also. Hollywood Boulevard.
So I mean, I think that just comes with like being popular. People are always going to be a certain type of person's always going to be obsessed, and they're going to do stuff. So you kind of just got to embrace it. But the immaturity in me sometimes is like.
Because there's so much like work, and then you do end up wanting more. It's never enough. And that was an important lesson. And like this past year, I've been in retrospect, and I'm like, wait a minute, like who was that girl? Who was that girl before? You know, I need to get in touch with that, you know, with that person. And I was like, and all these like books, I started reading up on a lot of things, and it's crazy, but like every single book was like, you have to start meditating. You have to start meditating. You have to start. And I was just like, why is it telling me to meditate? Like, why are all these books talking about meditation, meditation, meditation? But like, then I started like getting into Yogananda, and I went for the course, and I started like learning the actual like it was crazy, but like the details of it and how like the science of it, and you can't even argue with it because it's so true, and it's like it's so black and white, and we are made of energy. So, and like the more you meditate, the more you're getting in touch with that energy, and we're so blocked right now because we're so distracted. Yeah. We're so distracted by so many things. Like we're distracted by our phone. Like every 2 seconds, we're doing something. Right. Or we're on our phone, or we're on our WhatsApp, or we're on our, we're watching something, or we're talking, or we're working, or whatever it is. But we're never really like with ourselves. And yoga just kind of like, meditation and yoga kind of just helps you zone into that. And meditation more, because that's all you have to do. You have to be in a complete state of relaxation, and it clears up so many energies. So for me, like it's been crazy. Like ever since I've started it, like things have just become like calmer.
Yeah.
And
well, no, you feel very like peaceful. Every time I'm around you, I'm just like, ah.
Well, I think every age, you have to embrace every age. But I think just personally in my 30s, and I'm still healthy, but I was I just was vibrant, healthy. I mean, great things were happening, and it was just a good age. And I think
you told me your body was the best it's ever been.
Yeah, because when everything is the way it's supposed to be, and
wise, like you, like were like confident in yourself, because it's like maybe in your 20s and stuff, you're
still learning about yourself, and you're still. But when you're in your 30s, you're just. You think, you've learned so much, and your 20s are behind you, and you just feel confident, and it's nice.
Yeah, and that's what I hear too. They're like 30s are the best.
Well, now I think 50s are the best.
See, this is great.
Like with 50s are the best, guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
And why are 50s the best?
I just feel, I lived a great life, and and I feel good. And I've been through surgeries, and I've been through, a bunch of.
My mom is like, 5 months post major back surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I have screws everywhere, and I have some screws loose in my head.
No, but my mom's whole back, her whole neck.
Well, I have metal all in my neck. And so I'm a robot, and I have metal in my back and metal in my ankle.
Airports must be fun.
Actually, they don't bug me, and it's
really?
So weird. Well, because I think when they do the scan, they can see where my metal is and stuff. But
they're like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah,
but mom, it's like for people. For mom, she's just like my biggest inspiration. It's just so amazing because so many people have I had kids, or I'm old, or I'm 50, I'm not working out, I'm not living my life. She literally is metal, 54, has had a million kids. She literally nothing stops this woman.
Here are some activities that are good for the mind, the body, and the soul.
It's not just about looks. Like, you don't talk, you don't do anything. It's not about talent. You don't do anything. It's literally how you look, and you work so hard to get there.
Amazing.
So it's like for me, like I would kind of be like about girls that have like fake butts or something, because that's the biggest muscle to work out. Like that's the biggest cheating.
Please
like,
teach me something
yeah.
for glutes. I hate doing glutes. Like,
oh yeah, I got you.
Please, I need some tips.
Sure.
But so in the competitions though, you're not allowed to have fake butts, are you?
So the
Yeah,
thing
that's interesting.
is that I think that the judges probably know you get marked down. Like no one that has a fake butt I don't think wins, but there's definitely girls, and probably nowadays, because that was like years ago. Now like fake butts are so in now that it's probably more. But yeah, it's just hard because you work so hard.
Absolutely,
like,
right?
Literally, you're working out, dieting. Like when you're the day of, 2 days before, you can't drink any water.
There's no
it's
water.
like the
I know.
most unhealthy, healthy sport ever. It's
I
like
know.
so bad
but
for you.
it's a true test though. It's a true test of like your discipline.
Yeah, and I was doing this at 16. It
it's
taught
more
me
a
so
mental
much.
Yeah, it is.
strength
I mean,
kind of
I saw
thing.
what my brother went through because we came from one of his competitions and it was like 3 days before. And I remember, like, it was insane. He had a cupboard, okay, like in his kitchen, and it was full of sweets and like, you know, like,
really?
like stuff. And like, so,
For afterwards.
yeah, and like, so what he would do is, because it's like, you know, like you have to eat certain things, you have to weigh everything that you're eating. Then again, it's like, and it's the same food like every single day, and it's like that goes on for like 4 months, and then you get into like the major kind of like week right before, and then there's no water, and then there's this, and then and
with the no water, you're on diuretics. It's like, how do people not die?
Yeah,
I'm like surprised I
seriously.
didn't die.
So I'm just like, why are you doing this to yourself? But then I was like, wait a minute, like, you know, like it's like I fast every single year for Lent, okay, right before Easter, so I do 40 days of it. So like I took out everything, like I took out like coffee, I took out like sugar, I took out like, you know, like pretty much like everything that's in like my food groups, and no alcohol, no this, and not that I drink that much, but and like it's crazy because like you have to also be very aware of what you're very attached to, and we're very attached to food, you know, because like, we get it on a daily basis, and it's like it's just, you know, it's just there all the time, and so you have to
addicting in its own.
Yeah, dude, I had like
especially
a
with the
mental,
sugar.
I like a eating disorder kind of from it, because I did it for that 16 to 18. I was so young when I was doing it too, and like I like a protein bar was like a cheat meal. Like nowadays, a protein bar is like a healthy snack. You know? Like,
exactly.
So literally, like I would go places with friends, and like they would leave food on their plate, and in my head, I'm like internalizing it, like, oh my god, how could you leave that? Like I'm staring at the food, I'm like, oh my god, please let me eat that. And you like are jealous of everyone around you because they get to eat, and it's like crazy, like mind, like. And then when you're done and you're like normal, and then food's normal again to you. But when it's not like that,
So
it's
true.
insane. Like
It's so
I went
true.
through it.
Yeah.
Hard.
That is
when I would go.
I have thoughts on this. I've always dealt with anxiety, and it was pretty manageable. Like it started around middle school, and you know it escalated from like different seasons, different times, and it was always a very manageable thing. And then around, I want to say December-ish maybe, for the first time my anxiety felt unmanageable, which I would say like led to sort of mild depression. And I never felt like that in my entire life. Like I didn't know what was going on. I'm always so ecstatic that even when shit goes south, I'm like still good. Like I'm still feeling fine. You know what I mean? And for the first time, I was like, my anxiety is not controllable. I don't know why I feel unmotivated. I feel sad. Like, you know, music wasn't sounding the same. Things didn't excite me like they used to. It sucked. But I feel like in those situations, you have to take a step back. There's a few very important things I did that solved that problem. And one of those things was accept it. Accept that you feel like shit. Don't keep questioning, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way? Don't let people say, I don't understand, what are you anxious about? Like, you have nothing to be anxious about. If your emotions are always validated, it doesn't matter how psychotic they are. If you feel a certain way, you feel a certain way. Accept that you feel that way, embrace your sadness, and go, okay, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm going on, I'm not denying it anymore, I'm gonna seek help. Secondly, you have to then evaluate your life, your poor choices, your good choices, and what you could do to actively help the way you're feeling. So I looked at everything. I was going, all right, you're not sleeping enough, you're drinking a little bit more than you should. Like there's different unhealthy decisions that you're making. You're burning the candle at a lot of ends. Like you haven't spent as much time with your family as maybe you should have. Like I was looking at all my flaws and a lot of my negative habits, and I'm going, all right, so let's start correcting these, because these aren't helping your anxiety. Like, this is just making it worse. Started correcting those, and then I went, what could help your anxiety? You know, being outside, working out, things like that. So if you're feeling anxious and sad, huge thing that helped me. I was super out of shape. I was eating like shit, and I wasn't doing anything for my physical fitness. I now make an effort every day to walk everywhere, to get outside, break a sweat of some sort, whether it's going and skating, doing this, doing that, and hitting the gym, working out. Working out helped my mental health
It's a
so
form
much.
of meditation.
No,
I
for
feel
sure.
Like when you're working on, like for me, I go on the longest runs, and that's when I get clarity. That's like I feel my best. Endorphins.
For sure. No, and look, and it's not like you're just gonna. I'm gonna like spiral because there's like a lot I need to say, and I feel like people need to hear this. Working out really helps, and I'm not saying that you need to go and you need to be bench pressing every day. It's more of the idea of sticking to a routine, like it's different things. It releases serotonin. Physically, you're gonna like the way you look, which just makes you happier. When you're comfortable with your body, you're going to be happier. Like that's just how it is.
My response to Shannon would be is train for yourself. Don't train for other people. Live your life for yourself.
That's what I say too.
Whatever you do, do it for yourself to make yourself happy. I mean, genetically, you may not be a skinny person, and don't accept that. Be the best Shani you can be. And if you need motivation, what I do with everyone, I challenge them to set a short, obtainable goal. Nothing more than 3 to 4 weeks. So in 3 to 4 weeks, if it's bikini season's coming up or that dress that you haven't worn in a while, like a short that's going to challenge you, but you can obtain that goal. So once you obtain that goal, you'll be okay. I got in that dress, so maybe another 3 to 4 weeks, I'll go to this dance or whatever, this concert coming up, and I want to look really good for it. So always set short, obtainable goals that are challenging, but you can reach. And do it for yourself. Don't do it, people out there, don't live your life for anyone else. Live it for yourself. You know what I mean? It's like chase boys and all that other bullshit. That's all bullshit.
That's always what I say, because everyone's always asked me, how do you stay motivated? And it's like, if you're getting motivated to impress a boy, if you're getting motivated for the summertime, you're not going to be motivated for long, because you're going to lose interest in the boy, or you're not going to care, and then summer's going to be gone, winter's going to be here. You have to have it for your own self. Bye, Summer.
Bye, Summer. Bye, Summer. But you got to make yourself a priority, and a lot of people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And that's for any age too.
All right.
But I also don't think all guys are into the.
Everyone has different sides, so maybe a guy likes the not so skinny little waist. Like they don't want that.
I like them thick.
Guys like curves.
I like them thick.
Yeah.
Everyone has different
And some guys
things.
love like a slim girl.
And like when she's saying like she logs into IG and every girl has a skinny waist, I'm like, okay, that's not true.
I see what she's saying though.
Yeah.
But she's looking for the skinny waist because that's what she's insecure about. So she's probably judging herself compared to those girls. But
it's like when you buy a new
not
car
everyone.
too. It's
You're
all
looking
you
at all the
see.
cars. When I'm about to get my hair done, I'm looking at everyone's hair. Usually I don't care.
Sure.
So it's like that's what she feels insecure about. So that's what she's judging her and comparing herself to. But when in reality, there's a lot of like bigger models that are getting very popular nowadays.
Absolutely.
So it's like you just have to embrace it. Like genetics are
confidence.
a thing. Yeah, and genetics are a thing.
Yeah.
Love
and
yourself.
sometimes
Yeah.
so many girls like they always want to they DM me or message me and they always want to look like me. I'm like, okay, but if you don't have genetics to look like me, you're never going to. And why would you want to look like me?
Right.
Look like you.
Look
Be
like
the
your
best
best-
version of
absolutely.
you. It's like I always try to tell girls, it's like if you genetically don't have the genes to have a big butt, you're never going to unless you get a fake butt or whatever. But it's like, why do you want a body that's disproportionate? If you don't have genetics and a body shape for it, it won't look good anyway.
Right.
It's like have the nice firm body that fits your body.
Good point.
It's just like embrace yourself.
Yeah,
like
sound advice. Way to go.
And then now I've found that like focus-wise and all my ideas, like I was in a creative rut during this time. I couldn't think of any ideas. I'll be at Barry's boot camp at like 7:30 in the morning. I'll be sprinting my heart out on the treadmill, and boom, like my photo shoot idea will come to my head.
That's
like randomest times, or like half the time I normally do Barry's. Half the time I get out of my workout class in the morning, the first thing I do is make a FaceTime call in the locker room, and I'll like call somebody and be like, "Yo, really random, but I just got this idea."
I do that the exact same thing on my runs.
Yeah,
like,
so
I'll pick up and I'll call like.
Yeah, I feel like OHoney maybe even could have been a product of a run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like once once you get to this place where you kind of get all of your thoughts to flow much freer and you feel controlled, it's really helpful. So overall, like what I'm going to say regarding your anxiety, regarding feeling sad, just little things I did to help. Clean first. Do everything so that you feel, baseline zero, like you're good.
They say your home is a representation of your life. So if you have a messy home, it leads to a messy mind, messy.
So like that helped me. Working out really helps. Eating, like what you're putting in, like in your body, eating healthy is so important. It's like putting shitty gasoline in a Lamborghini. That's like the phrase my mom always used. You have to put good gas in a nice car, and you have to treat yourself like a nice car.
91.
Yeah, exactly. You got to put the 91 in you. So like that, that's going to help you a ton too. And then, I mean, this doesn't work for everyone, but I personally think having a routine is a really nice thing.
Yeah.
Like I love waking up at a similar time every day, like going and getting a breath of fresh air, like walking to my local coffee shop, saying hi to the super sweet barista that's always there. Like those little things create a sense of like peace in a very hectic life. Anyways, and that really helped me too. And then the last thing is like boredom. Boredom for me is what drives me absolutely bonkers. If I don't have something to do, I'm going crazy. So like set a project. If you don't know what you want to do in your life career-wise, set small projects. Be like, I'm going to lose this much weight, or I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna make a painting. Like whatever it is, just set a project, stick to it, and do it. And fulfilling something that you set out to do will bring you like such an overwhelming feeling of satisfaction that I think that could definitely really help. And don't be afraid to talk to your peers, talk to your parents. Don't be afraid to go to a therapist or a psychiatrist. That doesn't make you crazy. I have a diagnosis. Is that how you say it? I have a diagnosed mental health issue. Like I was diagnosed with serious anxiety. You're not a crazy person. Like I was so terrified for a doctor to tell me like, yes, like you have this. Like you know what I meant? Like I was so scared to see a therapist. I thought that made me weird, and like it's so not. It's so normal. I'm sure that both of you guys at some point or another have had a complete mental breakdown and had to go to a therapist.
I went to a therapist because my parents went through a divorce, and it was like,
yeah,
they're like, you need this, and I didn't even know I needed it, but I was like,
well,
okay, I'll go.
You got to deal with your feelings. You got to
Yeah.
acknowledge them, and you have to actively chip away and work at making them better. It's not going to be an overnight process. It's going to take a while, but you will start to see a difference.
Now this last clip is all about confidence and just moving on forward.
I've learned so many life lessons. I think just one of them is like always keep on moving forward, and like you can't let like shit drag you down, because there's been like times where like you feel there's like so much pressure on you or like on yourself, or like so many things are going wrong and in not the right direction. Like I remember in 1 week I got like hit with like a lawsuit. Like 3 of my friends in my house were like, screw Team 10, I'm leaving. Like personal life stuff, like I was like fighting with like parents or something, or like whatever it was, like just
It's a lot.
Shit was just not like going well in that like 1 week, I remember specifically. And it was like, man, you like want to give up, but you just gotta like keep on going and stay focused on like the why of like what you're doing in this world. And I feel like a lot of people that don't have a why, when bad shit happens to them and they don't have a purpose, that's when they give up or they fail, because they're like, wow, this is super hard, and like they don't have a reason in themselves of like why they're doing it. So I think like keep your head up, as like cheesy as that sounds, but it's like so true. If you stay above all the bullshit, like it can never drag you down.
Right.
And if you have a why to what you're doing in life, whether it's why am I working at McDonald's for this period of time, like I'm working here because I need to, or like your why is I want to be the president of the United States the one day, or whatever your why is, that will like
Motivate
make it,
you.
yeah, it'll motivate you. But yeah, I've had so many life lessons, and like another one is like family, just in general. Me and my brother like went through this like crazy time where we were like beefing and arguing, and like it's just not worth it, because at the end of the day, like we're the only ones that we have for each other, and like we're blood related, so it's like you gotta maintain your relationships with your family.
I think it's great to know who you are and to be yourself. And for people that don't understand it, that's their problem.
Yeah.
Like,
and honestly, I've found in life, the smaller your clique is, the better life is. Like, I've had moments where I'm like, I want to have a lot of friends, I do a lot of things, and then I'm like, why did I do this? There's so much drama. Someone's mad, someone's this, someone didn't get invited. I'm like, oh my God, you have a tight circle is the best circle to have. And I found like me, like how I talked about how I didn't have friends in high school, and I didn't have that like clique experience when I was younger. Like as I'm older now, I find it, so it's not like just because you don't have it in high school, you'll never have it. Like she's like, oh, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to ever not have friends. It's like some people don't find their true friends until they're way older, like in their late 20s, early 30s, like even older than that, you know? So it's like you can't force it. And a lot of the times people you meet in high school, you forget. Like honestly, I'm not friends with one person from high school. Obviously, because I didn't really have any friends, but still, I don't like know anyone. Like I don't, some people do have a lot of friends from high school, but like I don't. So it's like, it's so sad to me when I see like the young kids, because like we all related to this when we were younger, you know, like kids killing themselves and stuff when they're in high school over like stupid stuff. It's like, you don't understand. It's such like, you know, when your parents tell you it's such a tiny part of your life, like literally you blink and it's over. Like I don't even remember. It's like your life is not high school, like, but when you're in it and you're living it, you think it's your whole life. You think you're always going to be this person. You're always going to be lonely. It's like, no, you're not. It's just a little tiny part of your life, and you can't like make your whole life feel like that.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you soon. Mwah.